one phrase, be so good they can't ignore you. And that became my mantra of how good I want to be. Because I always knew that as an Indian person, you can't help it. People have expectations, you know. Are you going to tell Indian jokes? You're going to wobble your head and that kind of stuff. But I was like, I want to be so good that even someone who hates Indians will buy a ticket to my show. They're like, oh, but he's so funny, but I really hate Indians, but he's a funny Indian, you know. And the idea was that I want to be so good that they come to me, not I go to them and knock on doors. So that was another motivation for me to say, okay, I want to be so good that even if they don't want to work with me, they have to. And then that gave me another drive. So over the years, I would read books like, let's say, Trevor Noah's Story Born a Crime, where he's born and raised in South Africa, being half black, half white. And I understood the cultural struggles where he couldn't fit in. But he also talked about how people expected him to be a white kid, but he's actually black inside and he could understand all the languages. And I was like, that's me. I was always that Indian kid, but I'm as local as the next Hong Kong guy. So what's wrong over here? I got that. Then I read, let's say, Kevin Hart's book, and I was always wondering, why is Kevin Hart always, you know, doing so many things? And then I realized it's because when he was young, his mom wanted to make sure he's never going to be on the streets, you know, doing illegal stuff. So she kept him busy by doing a lot of different activities. And now that's become his standard. I should have a 25-hour schedule every day. And I was like, that's me too. I like the idea of always being so busy because it makes me feel like today's a full day. So all these things added up, you know, Leonardo da Vinci being the person that can do all sorts of things. I was like, I want to be that guy as well. So again, my comedy, ironically, like a lot of my shows, I like to make my own poster. I like to do my own lighting, do my own sound, and do my own shows and write my own stuff. And I was like, that's Leonardo da Vinci. I want to be this all together. And if you ask some of the comedians in Asia, they'll know that my dream is to one day have a comedy show where when the show finishes and you see the credits, it just has one name. Everything was done by Vivek Mahbubani. That's it.
Oh.
Right? I was like, that is so crazy cool. It's crazy, but I was like, wouldn't that be so bizarre? So you see, so all these people influenced me. So it's not a specific mentor, but different people I admired. I'd always try to get the essence of like, what is it that I admire about them? And then say, how can I do something like that?
Right.
Yeah, that's the whole thing for me.
Cool. And I just thinking that while you're doing the comedy journey, you must have gone through some tough moments, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you said that, you know, when you make a jokes, you know, it doesn't work, and then you stay there. I mean, for me, it's the same when I make a public speaking, and then suddenly I just tongue tie, and I just stand there, everybody's looking at me, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe you know, like share, you know, how you
Absolutely.
overcome all those stage fright.
Every comedian has got plenty of those failed stories of like, this didn't work out, that didn't work out. I'll tell you two that really left a strong impression on me. The first one, if you get bored, you can go on YouTube. Someone's YouTube channel actually has the video of this, okay? So many years ago, when ATV was still a channel on TV in Hong Kong, they had this advertising award ceremony, 廣告頒獎典禮. And they contacted me and say, hey, we'd like you to do some comedy at the award ceremony. And I was like, sure, I mean, great, TV, let's do it, right? And I said, okay, what do I have to do? They said, don't worry, you know, we'll give you the script and everything. And I did not know. I had just started comedy, and I thought, I guess that's how this works. Because in Hong Kong Cantopop, a lot of singers don't write their own songs. They don't write their own lyrics. So I was like, oh, maybe that's how this works here. People write your script for you. This is pretty cool. I just go there and say it. This is fantastic, right? And I'm all like, you know, cool, I'll be on TV. You give me the script when it's ready, da-da-da-da. So the day before, we were supposed to go there for rehearsals, right? And I got the script one day before. And I look at the script, and it's all dad jokes, lan get. And I was like, wait, what? These are all like dad jokes, you know. Let's say, well, for example, there was one, 益你多就係 sorry, 士多啤梨味啦，蘋果味啦，咁益你多有咩味啊? And the answer is, 咁飲咗未咯? And it's like, what? I'm looking at right? Primary school jokes. And I was like, what is this? This is junk. This is not me. So I remember going there on rehearsal day before the live screening. And I'm sitting over there thinking, I'm going to talk to the producer and say, hey, you know, this is really not my style. Could you get them to rewrite this? This is not what I do. But I was like, oh, okay, whatever, you know. I went there and I remember during rehearsal, you could see everyone there barely had any heart in what they were doing. They just wanted to get the job done and go home. And I was like, well, you don't care, I don't care, whatever, right? So that night I didn't say anything. The next day is a live TV broadcast. I'm in the changing room. I had to wear cheongsam as well, just a comedic effect, right? So I have a cheongsam on. I'm looking at the mirror, looking at the script, thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm actually going to be doing this on live TV in front of a live audience. I hate myself right now. I can't, you know, and I had a moment of thinking like, you know what? What if I just don't follow the script? It's live. What can they do, right? And I thought, well, what if I don't follow the script? Then I'll get in trouble. You know, I don't know what to do. I said, you know what? It is what it is. Let's just do it. They don't care. I don't care. Whatever. I went out there. I followed the script, did those terrible jokes. It's still on YouTube. It's over there. And that moment, I told myself, I hated every moment of that stage time. This was not me. I was a gimmick. I was like a clown. I was this lame little, oh, look at this Indian guy doing Cantonese comedy. And I said, I will never be that. So that was one of my worst moments where I really hated myself before going out there. Looked in the mirror. I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like I can't believe I sold my soul, basically.